Okay, so here we are. Today we are having what looks like Campari, but it's actually the drink of Venice, right? So it's Venezia special. Absolutely delicious. It's a bitter liqueur, and it's fantastic. Just with a Vino Frizzante, whatever you can get around here in Bavaria. You can get a bottle of really good Prosecco or Vino Frizzante, champagne, Secco, Sect, depending on the country it's from. You can get them around here for from €2 to €10, and then you're really getting into some highfalutin stuff. The wine. I used to be a whiskey drinker almost exclusively. I loved Manhattans and I loved martinis, but my favorite things are always just Scotch neat or maybe with soda, single malts, blends alike. Big fan of the Dimple Pinch. I always liked that blended Scotch. Of course, Chivas. But mostly I'm a Glenfiddich kind of guy. But when I moved to Germany, come up 5 years ago, I discovered that you can have some really amazing wines, and all sorts of wine products for really next to nothing. So I became sold. Anyhow, I didn't obviously do the crossword yesterday because it was a Sunday, and I really just do not like spending time on a Sunday puzzle. It's just long, and they're usually not even challenging, and it's just... anyway. But we were getting ready because our household goods came in today, and as you can see, like, my office is now a mess. Behind me, you can't really see right now what a big mess it is, but you can see from this video footage I'm sharing with you that it is quite a mess. But the rest of the house is coming together, got a lot of stuff to hang on the walls, and so anyway, I am going to wind down with you and do the crossword. So let's jump into this Monday, February 12th, 2024 grid with a little bit more winding down real quick. Yeah, hard to beat. So let's jump into our grid. What have we got today? Okay, fronts opposite. I don't know, back. Let's just do the downs here. Let's see. So we have a chicken left over. Let's go with a bone because we had the back a while ago, and we'll see what that gives us. Be adjacent to, that's probably going to be a butt because I'm pretty sure that what we've got over here is back. And let's see, so musician's conclusion, we're probably going to go with the coda. We get this quite often. What was interesting the other day is we actually had a tutti, which was a fabulous clue and answer. I really thought it was great. So we have a beer barrel. Speaking of Germany, a beer barrel polka. Let's see. Blank, you been gone. I think that's since you've been gone. I'm turning into a Taylor Swift fan, to be honest with you. Mess up as hair. It reminds me of Bruce Springsteen. I was 8 years old, running with a dime in my hand, something like that, that my old man, my hometown. And he said he'd set me up behind the wheel and tassel my hair and say, son, take a good look around. This is your hometown. So I think that's tassel. I can't remember for the life of me if it's an L-E or E-L. And I guess we're going to have to figure that out. But I'm going to go with an L-E to start with. Let's see. Is this Officer Candidate School? No, it is show hosts in brief. We're going to be MCs. And let's get back into our groove. Some male deer, probably going to be stags. Stags. You want to go stag to the party, brah? What gives Scotch an earthy flavor? That's going to be peat. And I think that's E-A-T. Not quite sure. Kind of bond in chemistry, probably ionic. Isn't it like a salt bond, like a NaCl? Isn't sodium chloride ionic? I'm not sure if I remember. I had biochemistry a long time ago, but I got a C in it. Okay, that hurts. That's a little too, I don't know. Let's see. Baked things that might get people baked. I'm thinking pot brownies, maybe? I'm not saying I'm opposed to them. It's just that I don't really do carbs, so you have to make a keto version of that, I guess. Currency that replaced the mark and peseta. And so we are talking about the euro here in Europe, the euro, or the euro when we go abroad. I got an A+ on, so it looks like we aced it. I've done that a time or two, but only in the liberal arts stuff. They, them pronouns. So I think we've got ouch showing up here, right? So we got an ouch for the, that hurts. And let's see, beech or birch is a tree. And I think we are on the they, them pronouns, right? So it doesn't matter who, anybody will do it. So get my innuendo. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. It's a Monty Python thing, I think. Big public argument. Probably a scene. You're causing a scene. Not that I've ever heard that before. Beyond big. I mean, beyond big. There's something wrong here. As well as, and I got these screwed up here because I was like, wait a minute, something's wrong. So there's a D and a G, and this will make this gigantic and not ginormous, but there's not enough for ginormous anyway, so it was never going to work there regardless. Tug hard, maybe yank. That's what my English friends call me when I am visiting the little wet, cold rock in the north. Let's see, Mid-East leaders would be emirs. Actress Jessica, I think it's Biel. Is it Biel, maybe? Let's see, keep cool in a pool, perhaps. That's a long one, so I don't really know what that's going to be. Trails, could be lags, could be paths, I don't know. Let's see what we got. Something a digital crossword solver doesn't need. Pencil, pen, paper. Well, we're doing it digitally. You know, back before when I was much younger, I would always take the puzzle with me every day, and I would fold it and put it up on a clipboard. And they say that we get lost in our phones these days, you know, doing whatever instead of socializing when we're waiting at the dentist's office or whatever, but that's never been the case. Everybody's always just read the 12-year-old magazines in the dentist's office, or they brought their crossword puzzle like I did. Relax, soldier. At ease. At ease. All right. I might have said that a time or two when the room was called to attention for me in a former life when I wore a uniform and simultaneously a younger man's clothes. Moderate gait for a horse. Probably going to be a trot. And let's see. Get my innuendo. Oh, we know nudge, nudge up top. Nudge, nudge. So trails, yeah, we said paths, but, you know, it could have been anything. It could have been, you know, something like, you know, lags, but longer, right? You know, like, you know, behind somebody. Open air lobbies are atria. And menial workers, dismissively, peons. That's not a very nice thing to say. The clue did say dismissively, so... keep cool in a pool, perhaps. So maybe we got beat the heat here. When you do these long enough, you start to just look at the grid and you know whether what you're thinking will fit in it or not. You don't have to count out 1, 2, 3. You just kind of know once you've been doing them for some time. Commercial lead into pen is probably EpiPen, you know, that thing that people need if they have bad allergies and like a bee sting could kill them. Here they used to be very expensive. I hope they've gotten that under control. Cover completely, I don't know, let's see. Later dudes, peace. Okay. Winter hours in New York City. So it's probably going to be Eastern Savings Time. We're at 7 minutes and 18 seconds here on a Monday. So a strip of mowed grass. So that's Eastern Savings Time. Wink, wink. Okay, so here we got the other part of the Monty Python. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Got the wink, wink in there. And so winter hours, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a savings time versus daylight time because the DW, I don't know. Let's see here. What do we got here? Cover completely. Anger leads to blank. Blank leads to suffering. That was Yoda. Yoda said that. And that's... Anger leads to hate. Okay, yeah. I guess I'm going to go with the hate thing. I should know that. So we got wink, wink. And then we got hint, hint here coming through for us nicely. Worked. Let's see. I don't know. What's our down? Let's see. We're at 828. So take home amount is our net pay. Let's see. EGOT, winning actress Davis. So that's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And so that Davis, that's. Is this a V? Exploding stars? Yes, those are Novas. Novas. Like the Chevy Nova. Didn't sell too well in Spanish-speaking countries because Nova means it doesn't go. So, whatever. So, yep, I think that's right. So, we were talking about Viola Davis. And what do we have here? Contributed to a kitty. So, probably antied. Be our past tense there. Loses traction on the road. Probably skids. Now we got worked again. Okay, that's probably going to be toiled, right? So let's put an O in there. Takes in what someone wrote. Reads. Perhaps. Surgeon for short. I don't know. Maybe an OR doc? Dozes off, nods, and what do we got here? Midori, blank, first woman to land a triple axel in competition. We were just talking about her the other day. As a matter of fact, we were talking about her lighting the torch in the 1998 Olympics or something like that. I can't. She competed in 92. I'm talking about Ito, of course. But she competed in 19. I'm gonna put a 1 there instead of an I. She competed. In the same Olympics as Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. Remember that big mess? Were you alive then, or am I? Okay, that's all she wrote. Going into this thing down my engrave would be to etch here. And let's see what we've got. So we've got something you might clear to improve memory. Zap the PRAM, cover completely. So it's probably going to be to in shade. I mean, if I had to guess, no, it's only one word. So I think we're at 11:02. I'm going to go with enshroud. Enshroud. Waffles. Tasty waffles. That is a reference to Family Guy, by the way, if you didn't know. Something you might clear to improve memory. I don't know. It's out popping into my brain. Maybe it's the Venezia Select. That's what people tell me anyway. And so I hear. I've heard that a time or two, and I've never been too impressed with it. I can tell you right now. Lace over here for our bridal veil fabric. Furniture store known for its cafeterias, meatballs. And this has got to be IKEA. They're everywhere. They're ubiquitous in Europe, and they're pretty ubiquitous, pretty common in the United States as well. I mean, undergarment for a dress would be a slip. And let's see, acorn producers are oaks, as in oak trees. And Frost says a cake. So ices. And what do we have here? Hey, you. Psst. Got it. All right. And so get my innuendo. I don't know. What do we got here? Something you might clear to improve memory. I mean, I'm just going to go with cache, right? Because I mean, for some reason, being a Mac user and for the longest time, I mean, I was a Mac user when it wasn't actually cool. It was just like what the rebels used. Being an artist, that's what we all used back then. You couldn't do anything creative on a PC. So now the Macintosh, the Apple is just everywhere. But I'm thinking zapping the PRAM is what I would do back in the day. So get my innuendo. Big name in fleecy boots, and I think that's UGG, but we're not going to spell it with a GH like UGG. We're going to spell it as an UGG. And we got a riddle. Maybe an enigma. And catch-all category would be other. Okay, so I'm thinking that this is looking like get my innuendo, cough, cough. Right, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's what we're dealing with here. Classic pie crust ingredient. Lard. No idea. What a good joke never gets. I'm sorry, they do. It doesn't matter how good it is. If you keep telling it over and over again, it does get old. I used to brief this one general officer on one of my deployments to Iraq and on a regular basis, and he would say, Christopher, there's no such thing as a horse too dead to beat. And he was a general, so I said, Roger, sir. Hawaiian banquet would be a luau. Been to one. Ate a lot of poi there. Very interesting food, that is. Delicious. And spam. Lots of spam. I think a fairy tale baddie's an ogre. Wow, I just typed that without looking. Impressive. Impressing myself. Chop off would be a lob. Now we got a BH word. What do we got here? Professor's degrees. So, no? It's not a lob. It's not lobbing it off or lopping it off. Okay, so let's go with a PhD. But I've had quite a... Remember, there are some terminal degrees that are masters, like an MFA. There's no Doctor of Fine Arts. So some professors may not have PhDs. Maybe they just have MFAs. All right, membership fees are dues. And how did we do, Bob? Okay, so I am going to get back to unpacking my mess. Never any good. But I'm going to be in this location for probably 4 years. So, and they move us, so it could be worse. At least I'm not dragging stuff around. It has been a genuine pleasure. I hope everyone has a fantastic Monday afternoon. It is evening for me. It is dark here. It is time for me to imbibe some more, maybe watch some more of that whole feud thing, because I just watched the first season. Didn't even know it existed before I heard about the Truman Capote, and I'm a huge lifelong fan of his. So I'm going to have to go watch Feud. Check it out. See what's up with Pody and the Swans. And in the meantime, arrivederci, au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag. Que tengas una linda Dios. Masalamati. Shalom. Aloha. Ciao. And annyeonghaseyo. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.